Dreyer off his line and deals with the situation.
Kazawa. And it comes through Ibrahimovic. First touch was not the one he needed. Van der Wiel. It's Rabiot. Comes from his very important goal at the Bridge in midweek.
Yeah, that was a very important goal from Rabiot. But he's a good player, only 20 years of age. I think he's got a really bright future. But so far this season, he's played second fiddle, really, to the likes of Matuidi, Verratti, Thiago Motta. Very strong squad. He's really one for the future, Rabiot. On this occasion, as you said, Ibrahimovic's touch lets him down. You don't see that too often.
Booming atmosphere inside the Stade de l'Aube.
He goes down rather easily, but it is a foul. But that's all that Troyes can do, really, is get in the faces of the Paris Saint-Germain players and try and stop the space, because they know that they're inferior skill-wise and ability-wise, but they've got to make sure that they show the right passion to close Paris down as much as possible, especially the likes of Di Maria, forcing to give the ball away like that.
David Luiz. Now Kurzawa, the player recruited from Monaco in the summer. Camus. Now the left back, Darbo. Jean. Has been an up-and-down existence. When he first reached Liga, the modern incarnation of the club, at least in 1999, relegated in 2003, promoted 2 years later, 2 years after that relegated, down as far as the third level of French football, back in Ligue 1 in 2012, since when they've been relegated, promoted, and are about to be relegated again.
Yeah, and they're so far adrift, John, from the other teams. They've got no chance of staying up. It's a shame for them. They're not the biggest of clubs. They don't come from the biggest of towns, but seem to go up and then go down for a few years, come back up again. They can't really stabilise in the top league.
It's Jean. Had to beg, steal and borrow to put together even a vaguely competitive squad. Jean has come on loan from Monaco. They've got Jesse P from the same club. Conker has been loaned from Genk.
I think it's good for the players getting the experience of playing in Ligue 1, but obviously they're playing for a team that's losing most weeks, and that's not good for your confidence.
Rincon, the bearded Brazilian, one of those forward. So that's a waste.
Yeah, real waste there. You do all that hard work, get your team a corner, and then from the set play you put it, overhit it straight out of play. And you don't get many opportunities against Paris Saint-Germain. You've got to take them and force them to make mistakes, and then it's set plays, try and get a goal, and if they can get in front, then it does put a little bit of doubt into the Paris players, but I think they're far too experienced these days to let a situation like that bother them.
That's Van der Wiel.
The daunting task for Troyes, John. I was looking at the stats before we came in, and Paris Saint-Germain have only lost 12 Ligue 1 games in 147 games. Does that show that they're just so good, or it's a show that the league unfortunately isn't strong enough for them?
Probably a bit of both. Under Qatari ownership for 4.5 years now. Here's Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, none of the other teams can match the money that Paris Saint-Germain have. Monaco tried for a couple of seasons and then they've gone in a reverse and started selling all their best players. But it's Paris on the attack here with this corner.
Angel Di Maria. And again. And the shot straight at the goalkeeper. It was Thiago Silva that had the effort, and Mattia Drea was equal to it.
Yeah, Di Maria's ball wasn't the best of balls in, but it fell to, in the end, fell to Silva. Got the shot in, but a comfortable save for Drea. That'd do his confidence the world of good, getting a little save in like that early on in this match.
Look at PSG's recent league results, and yes, they've had Champions League distractions. They've only won one of their last 4 in Liga. Is there any sense in which even a team as good and as dominant as they are might just be taking their foot off the gas a little?
Well, maybe in the league it's taken their foot off the gas. As you said, drew with Montpellier, didn't they? Lost to Lyon. But I think the focus has been on the Champions League. And, you know, beating Chelsea in the last 16.
Nonchalant layoff and the blast from you-know-who, Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Oh, it's a lovely run forward, little lay-back. And Ibrahimovic normally hits the target from them. Cavani's little layoff. He cuts across the ball, John, and that's why it goes bending away from the goals here. Ibrahimovic normally gets his knee and his head down, but he doesn't. He cuts across the ball and it fires wide. But coming back to your point, I think sometimes it's very difficult when you know you've got big games coming up in the Champions League against the likes of Chelsea. That's what they're focusing on, and that's what the Qatari owners want, is to try and win the Champions League. It's okay winning the domestic league and cup double or trebles or quadruples, but they want to do well in the Champions League, and these players have been brought in here to Paris Saint-Germain to challenge for the Champions League, and that's what they're doing now.
Ibrahimovic. Offside. He's had 4 goal-laden seasons. He's now 34. The likelihood is he will still be playing next season, but not for PSG, so there will no doubt be a fairly orderly queue of clubs eager to acquire his services.
Absolutely, I think, you know, he's 34 years of age, but he still looks fit, he looks strong. You know, he's never been an outstanding quick player, but he's still quick and sharp in the head, gets into good goal-scoring opportunities, as he's shown in the Champions League, scoring vital goals. So it'd be interesting to see where he goes, and if Cavani goes as well, it could be a rebuilding job, especially in the front line for Paris Saint-Germain. And Laurent Blanc has been linked with Manchester United today as well.
He's well known in those parts, finished his playing career there back in 2003.
Partie ein. Das war ganz genau.
And chased his services for more than a decade before finally signing him at the age of 35.
Leistung heute.
Di Maria. The Dutch fullback Van der Wiel.
Bayern is Bayern. Dankeschön.
Stambouli. Rabiot. After a couple of early flurries from Troyes, it has been dominance from PSG of late.
Times there, so Troyes getting there, holding their back line very well, catching players offside. It's Ibrahimovic again, just offside there. He lays it
Das
off.
Ergebnis?
But the movement in the Paris team is so good these days. The movement from the midfield and strikers, the hunger is always there. But so far,
That's a dreadful pass. It's a gift, or it should be.
95?
It is. Edinson Cavani scores PSG's 99th goal of the season after a horrible mistake by the returning Mathieu Saunier.
Well, Sunier just turns back on his right foot here, doesn't look properly, a square pass across the back, and Cavani punishes him at the second attempt. Dreyer, the goalkeeper, did well in the first instance, but look at this.
Ja, ich glaube, 5:0 war ein bisschen zu hoch.
On the league, making mistakes like this just doesn't look. Cavani's on it. Good save from the goalkeeper, but a simple tap-in in the end. But Sunier won't want to see this again, that's for sure.
Well, of those 99 goals, Cavani has contributed 17 now. He may not be happy, but he remains pretty prolific.
Yeah, in there. Back off the goalkeeper. Puts his team 1-0 up. And Cavani's been linked with an awful lot of clubs over the last few years, but remained at Paris Saint-Germain. We'll see what happens in the summer, as you said, John. See if he's still there, and if Ibra is still there as well.
Darbo. Jean. And Nive. Finally, it's the fullback and Conker. Benjamin Nive has seen most things during his lengthy career at Troyes.
Schade, er ist aber fit für
Well, he
Mittwoch.
takes
Das
it
war
on
nur
the test
Vorsichtsmaß.
really well.
Ja.
Gets the volley in. But it's Stambouli who's back. Centre midfield player, protecting his goals. Good block from him. A rare start for him as well since he's moved to Paris from Tottenham. It really is a test here for Troyes because they've got this system where they play 4-1-4-1. It's difficult for them when they go a goal down to change that system. It's really, at times, it's a 4-5-1. And Babacar Gueye up front really gets adrift from everybody else, and nobody really gets up and supports him enough. But they're having a go early on here. But now Paris are in front, it's going to be a long way back for them.
Camus. Darbo. Nive. Offside, how underwhelming and how frustrating for Troyes.
Yeah, it's a poor offside there as well. He's right in front of the assistant on that far side. Camus, a yard offside. He's looking right across the line. There's no excuse for him to be offside there, John. Really come back. It's just laziness that he didn't get himself back onside.
Well, here's how the table looks at the moment. Thanks to that Cavani goal. The gap stands to be 25 points between PSG and their nearest challengers, a rather distant Monaco. Monaco can only get to 76, so this would do it for PSG. It's a push. And not a very subtle one by Ibrahimovic.
No, it just comes across. Sunier goes to ground. It's a definite free kick.
Ibrahimovic with the back heel. All the way through. Lovely. Javier Pastore, Paris Saint-Germain. We've only had a quarter of an hour, and they're racing towards the title already.
I have to say, what a brilliant goal this is all round. David Luiz wins it there in front. Look at this touch from Ibrahimovic. Little touch and then a fast. Pastore makes the run away from the defender. Could have gone down and then just dinks it over the goalkeeper Dreyer as he comes off the line. Brilliant team goal with some wonderful skill in between. I think there's even a little nutmeg in there for Pastore as well. Brilliant goal.
Lovely touch, presence of mind, and then a simply delicious.
Brilliant skill. This lets the goalkeeper go to ground. There you go. Dink it over him. Brilliant from Pastore. But what a touch there was in there from Ibrahimovic. Fantastic. They're enjoying their football.
I think they can start to tie the ribbons on the trophy. It's not actually going to be presented today, but figuratively speaking at least. Artois' spirits already appear to be broken. 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes. Cavani the first, Pastore the second. Uruguayan followed by Argentine. Pastore in again. Cavani thwarted by Drea, and the follow-up from Rabiot. This could be any number today. It's already turning into a rout.
That was an absolutely brilliant goal as well. Some great skill in there. Cavani fails to score, but Rabiot's on a roll, 2 in 2. What a great finish. But look at this play, getting between the lines, little flick up, playing it over the top. I'm not so sure that Cavani wasn't offside there, but it wasn't given. The goalkeeper, Drea, makes another good save for Cavani. But Rabiot's on the spot to get his second goal in 2 games and the third goal in this game for Paris Saint-Germain. Brilliant stuff.
You brought your abacus.
Abacus calculator the whole lot, but I think for poor old Troyes, that's now 62 goals they've conceded in 30 league games this season. That's why they're adrift at the bottom. It just shows they did well for about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden it's all gone awry for them.
Only Camus had taken that early chance. Here's Nive. PSG, as they can hurt you from anywhere on the pitch. Ibrahimovic, maybe a bit peeved that his name isn't on the score sheet yet.
Yeah, but he's been involved in a couple of great moves in this game. That time he should have laid it out to the left wing for Cavani, caught in possession, but overall I think all the Paris Saint-Germain players are enjoying themselves, but Ibra is desperate for goals, that's for sure.
Nive, Jean, Nive for the return. Just too high for Babacar Gueye. The goalkeeper will deal with that.
Yeah, you could see the idea there from Cavani in the run from Ibrahimovic. He slowed down and then shot across the defender. The ball was just overhit for him from Cavani. Good movement once again from Ibrahimovic.
Darboe. Van der Wiel.
Yeah, it's good to see Van der Wiel back in the team after his outburst about Laurent Blanc and a few of his fellow players. Back in the team. But young players should steer clear of social media, I feel, John. Gets you into trouble.
Temporary lull following the rat-a-tat. 3 goals in 6 minutes.
I don't think there was much in that one. Sean tried to flick it round the corner, fell on the floor, but I think the referee felt sorry for him, give him a free kick. He hasn't had much of a kick yet.
PSG's goal difference now stands at plus 56.
I think it might be more than that by the end of the day, don't you?
He scored 26 more goals than any other team in the league. all competitions. Beaten just twice this season, once at Lyon, once at Real Madrid in the Champions League. 44 games, 36 wins, 6 draws, 2 defeats, 100.
Shoulder all the other teams in Ligue 1, but it's the Champions.
Taste of dominoes.
Nice one.
Order now for half-time.
Over he goes, and
Leicht oder schwer war es für Ihre
Doesn't pass it, you think, okay, he's just going to take it on himself. I don't think Cavani's too happy about that, but Ibra missed the target on this occasion as well. Should be testing the goalkeeper from there, a man of his skill and ability.
goals in quick succession from Cavani, Pastore and Rabiot. Just 92 seconds between goals 2 and 3. It's Thiago Xavier. Nive. the challenge on which the referee had to adjudicate. It's penalty. Now he'll say corner.
Yeah, it's just one-way stuff, isn't it? Damage limitation, unfortunately, for Troyes. And when you've got that man there hungry to score goals, I think there's going to be more goals in the back of that play. Maybe.
Nive. Now Camus.
Well, again, Jean does really well. Gets into Nive, changes the play, and unfortunately Camus, I don't know what he was trying to do there. I think it was probably a shot, John, but he got it horribly wrong.
Ibrahimovic. Sent wide by Saunier. It's Mathieu Saunier's unfortunate blind pass that was the signal for PSG to start to strut their stuff.
Well, again, a penalty appeal from Paris Saint-Germain. Cavani on this occasion, but the young referee said no, get on with it. Not enough contact there for a penalty. But I think if you speak to Ibrahimovic and Cavani afterwards, they both say there should have been penalties.
Nkunku. Speculative. Nothing more. And sadly not spectacular.
But that's the claim for the penalty there. Dabo on Cavani. I've seen those given, I have to say.
That's the way of it, half an hour in. Any sort of win for PSG will see them claim the title today.
Yeah, just 2 months before the end of the season.
62 days and 8 games in hand.
Amazing, isn't it? And what did you say? They beat the record set by Bayern Munich.
Yeah, for the top 5 European leagues lies with Bayern Munich, who won the Bundesliga on the 25th of March 2014, the earliest up until today that a top league has ever been decided in European football.
Shows you the strength of Paris Saint-Germain, doesn't it? But maybe shows also the weakness of the French league, or the competitiveness of it, unfortunately.
Yes, that stat holds water because the French league is regarded as one of the top 5, but it's up against Spain, Italy, Germany, England, and maybe even the French would struggle to present a meaningful case that it is on the same level as those other competitions.
Yeah, but I suppose if you're Paris Saint-Germain and the players and everybody connected with them, so you can only beat what's in front of you, and that's what they're doing, and they're doing tremendously well in the Champions League over the last few years, and wait for that draw on Friday for the next round, for the quarter-finals of the Champions League, and see who they get. But I don't think there's many teams that will want to face Paris home and away, as they are a team that's capable of scoring goals against you. As Chelsea found out. I think you always have to fancy Paris to score away from home.
Rincon. It's Pastore. Cavani's neat touch. Ibrahimovic was on his blocks there. Spring is in the air in the vicinity of Troyes today. Temperature in double figures. Just a hint of warmth in the sun. Camus. And then the side netting from Corentin Jean. Should have been one back.
Well, they've had a couple of good chances, or half chances, but this one's probably...
That already, Nigel.
I think we do. But they did have that half chance, really, to when it was at 0-0. If they'd taken the chance there, maybe it'd have been a little bit different, but I think...
Pressured there by Campbell. Here's Deeney, and then forward by Guardiola.
You must have had days like this, in particular with Rangers, did you, in Scotland, where you were almost totally dominant?
Yeah, you go there, the expectation is you'll win every game, the same as Paris, and it's all about attitude in the end, and going out there and working hard, getting in front, as Paris have done today. And you know that all the teams want to beat you, they want to put on a good show, and young players want to play well against you because they can say, well, I can play at this level, and you know, maybe a Rangers or a Paris on this occasion will be looking at me. So that's what it is for them. But once you get 2 or 3 in front, I think it's a no contest, really. It's just about your attitude to go on and keep a clean sheet. And I think when you've got players of the experience that Paris have, you keep a clean sheet. That's your next thing you want to do.
Thiago. Ibrahimovic. This is Saunier stepping in. And another chance. Saunier had continued his gallop forward and ended up with a scoring opportunity.
Yes, Saunier, what was he doing up there? But Camus on this occasion does well. Looks up, cuts it back. Saunier stretching for it, but really the fullback should have done better than that. It goes wide and Trapp dives for it, but it's well wide. But I think David Luiz just having a go at a few of the players in front of him, saying, look, come on, it's not good enough. We're giving too many opportunities away. And I think what's happening is the midfield players and the strikers wait till you win the ball back and we're going to try and score again. But you've still got to work hard. Don't give anything away.
David Luiz. Rabiot. Coming up this evening on BT Sport Europe, as usual for a Sunday night, the European Football Show with James Richardson. And James and his guests will be majoring around live coverage of Palermo Napoli from Serie A, fourth from bottom against Juventus' closest challengers from the Stadio Renzo Barbera.
Well, really, it's just been a stroll in the park, hasn't it, for Paris Saint-Germain so far. Okay, Troyes have had 2 or 3 half chances, but nothing more than that. It's just a knock it about, 1 touch, 2 touch. I think they're having about, what, 2/3 of the possession, I'd say. It'll be a long long afternoon for Troyes.
Kazawa. Troyes' home record makes for unsurprisingly grim reading. No wins in the league this season here. Just 8 goals and a mere 6 points. It is the worst home sequence of any team in the history of Ligue 1.
Wow. They've only won 2 games all season, but both of those obviously away from home. But at home, it's been disaster for them. And when you contrast that to Paris, who have just lost 1 game all season.
Troyes' 2 victories came at Lille and at Ajaccio. Ibrahimovic waiting for support. Here it comes. And a deflection over the top denies Pastore a second.
Well, he's hungry to score, Ibrahimovic. Getting behind, good run, he's onside. The goalkeeper really should deal with this, but Ibra's waiting for support. Cavani makes the run, he ignores him, lays it back for Pastore. Shot comes in, but deflected over the top. But Ibrahimovic is still a threat, even though he's not scored a goal yet.
Yet may be the key word in that sentence. Di Maria, let's hope his cross is better than his corner. It is. Babacar Gueye. Corentin Jean. Two big Brazilians to deal with. That was at least one too many.
Yeah. Jean has looked lively. He's worked really hard, trying to get on the ball, have a few shots, but other than that, not an awful lot of support for Jean or Gueye up front.
Well, Jean is an interesting case study. Player brought through by Troyes, part of their side that won promotion as winners of Ligue 2 last season, but then they sold him in the summer and he's been loaned back for the season by Monaco. That's a deflected effort by Camus. Well, small victories and all that. Troyes have a corner.
Yeah, Camus, whose crosses haven't been the best, but he's working hard for the team, gets his shot in there, and Thiago Silva deflects that one wide for a corner.
Di Maria is left in a heap.
Yeah, it was a foul, but I think it's a little bit dramatic from Di Maria. Little foul there, but here we go. A couple of rolls over. Yeah, it's a free kick.
I wonder if Jesse P, who committed that foul, is at greater risk of being booked than most of his compatriots, because it's only 2 letters, isn't it? P.I. in the referee's book.
Yeah, plenty of space to fit his name into, for sure. But it's been played in a good spirit, the game. John, no bad tackles out there. I think we both know, and all these players know, the crowd know what the result is going to be in this game. It's going to be another 3 points for Paris Saint-Germain and another defeat for Troyes, unfortunately. But it's been a good spectacle so far.
English football today. It's the first time we've seen. Substitutes today, with an eye, of course, on Barcelona on Wednesday. In the middle, if he can find him, Igalo might well go himself. They eventually tried to tee up Deeney and only played it to Mertesacker, but If they'd been a little bit quicker there, Robbie, they would have been in.
What a ball from Capuy, outside of his right foot. Good run from Ighalo. He just seemed to hesitate. You know, the link-up play there between Ighalo and Dini. Just look at that pass, outside of his right foot. Mertesacker exposed. Can he play Dini quicker? He's got to give him that ball earlier.
He knew it, didn't he? Quique Sanchez-Flores, the best position that Watford have managed to fashion so far. Here's Joel Campbell. Coquelin. Gibbs, who's not been forward as much down the left as Chambers has down. And then he can't reach it. And Dini had just slotted into a defensive role, is able to get it away.
Yeah, they're frustrating Arsenal. In a good shape. Everybody doing their job. You know, look, one or two occasions look dangerous on the counter-attack. They've just got to sort this left-hand side out, Watford, because Chambers is having a bit of joy.
There's Campbell. Chambers supporting him, so is Ozil. El Neni. Coquelin. Campbell surrounded again, and then Nathan Ake once more with a clearance for Watford. They're getting bodies around the ball impressively, aren't they, when Arsenal come forward. Here's Coquelin. El Neni. Giroud. Total, who's big and strong, is back there for Watford. And then Dini in on Gabriel, two very committed players. Andre Mariner had a look. No foul according to the referee. Troy Dini stayed down. Adeline Guediora was furious, wasn't it?
Big call from the referee. Oof. I've got to say, if you watch Gabriel, 2 feet off the floor, that should be a red card. No question in my mind. 2 feet off the floor, launch into the tackle. How Andre Mariner is in that position, can't see that. Shocking decision. That should have been a stonewall red card.
It was Guediora leading the protest, wasn't it? From the Watford side of things. Here we see it again, Robbie.
2 feet off the floor there, Darren. Catches Dini on the shin. Dini got there first. Red card. Mariner's missed that. Poor decision.
Good to see Troy Dini on his feet, which is the important thing. And Howard Webber's just had a look at that as well. He's part of our team today. He's going to be running all over this one and the game at Old Trafford later. He agrees with you, Robbie. He says 100% red card.
Well, I've seen it. You could see them both committed, yes. Dini got the ball first, and Gabriel's launched into the tackle, 2 feet off the ground, stood showing into Dini's shin. But Mariner, who's in a very good position, Darren, he's right on top of it, didn't give it.
Here's Dini back in the thick of it. And no doubt Quique Sanchez-Flores will have something to say about that later on. In the meantime, there's more Watford defending to do. Mesut Ozil coming forward. Joel Campbell. Ake's been solid so far. They get the overlap again, though, with Chambers. Capuy this time in the way. Arsenal corner.
Yeah, Capuy done well there. You know, got himself in a good position, good starting position. Seeing the run of Chambers, got the blocking.
Mertesacker and Gabriel have made their way to the Watford box for the corner, which is delivered in by Ozil. Powered away by Dini. Good ball to El Neni. Arsenal in! Well, he got many options there, hadn't he, Mohamed El Neni? And that wasn't the one that he wanted to take.
What a position, you've got to say. The ball from Chambers was a great ball. El Neni's first touch just got away from him. He's tried to hit it on the half volley, but he's caught it on the top of the bounce. Technique all wrong. He's got to hit the target there, Darren.
So plenty of football for you in midweek, and Arsenal front of centre. Before that, we've got Manchester City against Dynamo Kiev, Tuesday, 7 o'clock, BT Sport Europe HD. And the following night, the toughest task for any team at the moment, to go to the new camp and take on Barcelona. Arsenal 2-0 down from the first leg, Wednesday, 7 o'clock, BT Sport Europe HD. Gallo just leaned on Gabriel, who was looking to exaggerate it. Dini looking to get in behind Mertesacker, and Ospina quickly off his line.
And once again, good starting position from the goalkeeper. You've seen the danger. Gallo would have been offside, but Dini made a run onside, and Ospina come out and claimed it well.
Campbell's found some room. Quickly closed down though by Barami and Watson. And then Campbell was late on Barami, unnecessarily so.
Good play from Watford. Getting men around the ball, making challenges. Barami, you know, and Campbell shows a bit of frustration there, losing the ball. Little nick on Barami, but free kick.
The key statistic as far as Watford are concerned here, Robbie, is the fact that they've got to 31 minutes, or just past it. Pantilimon hasn't made a save as yet. Arsenal yet to fashion a shot on target, despite the good position themselves in around the Watford box.
Yeah, Hull were doing well midweek as well, but it was one mistake. Suddenly switched off.
Lovely touch by Giroud. El Neni to Alexis Sanchez. And Giroud and El Neni have carried on running forward. Prodil read it well. Cleared as far as Sanchez. Now Gibbs. El Neni, Sanchez. Capu can bring it away. He's played a good ball through here towards Igalo as well, and Dini's completely free. And it's another poor ball played towards Troy Dini by Odion Igalo. That's twice they've been in, and twice Igalo should have played it quicker.
Looks so dangerous on the counter-attack. He has to play that ball quicker, earlier.
And there's Campbell who's able to keep it in. Giroud waiting for it. So is Ozil. And El Neni. And again, Watford bodies surround the man in possession of the ball, and it squirms through to Pantilimon. But the best chance, Robbie, was at the other end.
Yes, another wonderful ball from Capu. Now he's got to play it. Dini's unmarked. Mertesacker's exposed. Gibbs can't get back. He has to play it earlier. Once again, great opportunity on the counter-attack for Watford.
He's on 7 games without a goal, personally, Igalo. I just wonder whether a little bit of that early season confidence has slipped away from him, but they might not get too many better opportunities than we've seen in the last 5 minutes.
He's got to either play it early or go and commit the defender and take him on. You know, he ended up doing neither. Bad pass. You know, that's the second occasion he's been in a similar situation. He's just dithered on it. Either commit the defender or pass the ball early.
Ozil running into space. Alexis Sanchez back towards Ozil. Prodil got there in time, got the ball, and then the foul committed by Gibbs on Guediora. Got to time that right, hadn't he, Prodil?
When you go to ground in the box, you've got to make sure you win the ball. And it's Prodil, you know, he sticks out his right leg. Initially, I think he catches Ozil first, then he catches the ball. So you've got to say it was man before ball, therefore the law's the game, that's a penalty.
A couple of big decisions in this first half for Andre Mariner and the team here at the Emirates, which I'm sure the guys will have a closer look at half-time. Remains 0-0. And remains a really interesting cup tie. Here's El Neni, who's been impressive so far. Kieran Gibbs. Coquelin to Alexis Sanchez, and then out to Kieran Gibbs. Ozil at the back post here for Arsenal. Ake away, but not very far. Chambers. Campbell. Ozil. In towards Sanchez and away by Watson. Now Chambers. Cathcart centre this time. El Neni back in. Giroud with his back to the defender, and he collided with Podol as well. And Andre Mariner was given the free kick to Watford.
Yeah, Giroud's just trying to hold Podol off there, using his strength. You know, he's feeling for his man, as you can see. Just trying to get his arm around him. And Podol does go down a bit too easy. Yes, it's a foul. And this is the Podol's chance, as you can see. There's no contact on the ball until that point there. So I've got to say, that's a penalty.
There's Ozil. Watford trying to get positions. Ozil couldn't quite steer it quickly enough towards Campbell. And then Deeney in on Chambers. Here is Campbell. And a good challenge by Ake. They've done that really well so far in the match, haven't they, Watford? Get a foot in when they've needed to and work really hard to get bodies around the ball when Arsenal come forward. Coquelin. Callum Chambers. In towards Olivier Giroud and Alexis Sanchez, knee on the way. Ozil then couldn't get the right contact on the shot on the follow-up. And then Watson clears his lines. Igalo gives chase. And move Gabriel aside fairly. Here's Guardiola. Gabriel in firmly again. He's not hanging about today, is he, the Brazilian for Arsenal?
Well, he shouldn't be on the park for that one there. You know, I thought initially it was a free kick, but then he launched it into a tackle once again, and he's lucky because he got the ball with his trailing right leg.
Coquelin gets in front of Neon. And the last touch off the Watford right back. So more football coming up in Europe in midweek. Manchester United against Liverpool Thursday, 7:30. BT Sport Europe HD and Ultra HD. Liverpool 2 up from the first leg at Anfield. And at the same time, on BT Sport 1 HD, Tottenham against Borussia Dortmund. They've got to overturn a 3-goal deficit from the first leg in Dortmund. Really busy week of football coming your way on BT Sport, with the European competitions back on centre stage. Here's Troy Deeney on towards Odion Igalo. Gabriel with a clearance. Mertesacker was there too. Now Birami. Guardiola.
Roaring into the game, Watford, Darren. You know, defended really well, looked more confident in the when they got the ball, passing it round. You know, created 1 or 2 great opportunities on the counter-attack. They'll be really pleased now. 38 minutes, the manager.
Arsenal have won the last 6 meetings between the sides, including a 3-0 win at Vicarage Road in October. Watford have never won on this ground. Their last win away against Arsenal was at Highbury 28 years ago. Rick Holden got the only goal that day. Here's Capoue. Coquelin with a tackle. And then he then got there ahead of Birami. Alexis Sanchez towards Ozil, and he was offside.
Yeah, they held the line really well, Watford. You know, also trying to make that diagonal running behind the back four. Just went a fraction too early. Another good decision from the linesman, attack decision, but the correct one.
Ozil, who's closing in on Thierry Henry's assist record in the Premier League. He needs 2 to equal Henry's 20. And not quite as prolific as he was pre-Christmas, but he's having a really strong season for Arsenal. Here's Watson. Gabriel just had to make sure he'd got enough on that back to Ospina.
They do look dangerous on the counter-attack. They got runners that time was Birami. You know, the ball from Watson's a bit better. He'd have been isolated against Gabriel on 1-on-1.
Here's Chambers. Okay, was waiting for it. Joel Campbell. Coquelin. Ozil. Campbell. Deeney's back there to apply the pressure on Ozil, who wriggles away from Nathan Ake, tries to pick out Campbell, who in turn gives it to Elneny. Second good opportunity for Arsenal's January signing, and the same result, didn't hit the target.
Magnificent play from Ozil, a little nutmeg on Ake. You know, can Campbell hit that first time with his right foot? No, he decided to put it into Elneny's path. He just leapt back a little bit and over the bar, but great bit of skill from Ozil. Layoff was good from Campbell. Elneny has to hit the target once again. You know, I'm sure Wenger won't be happy about that.
It's a frustrating day so far, isn't it, for the Arsenal manager? They've fashioned some good positions, but haven't been able to test Pantilimon. And there's been too many occasions like that this season, hasn't there, Robbie, where they've been very good in the approach play, but not lethal enough with the finishing.
Yeah, ideally you want Ozil or Sanchez or Giroud hitting the ball from where Elneny did. You know, he's the defensive midfielder, he does get forward.
Hasn't scored yet for Arsenal, but he did get a few for Basel early in the season. Don't forget, next week, Arsenal back on BT Sport in the Barclays Premier League. They've got Everton, midday start. That's after Fletch and Sav on BT Sport 1 HD and Ultra HD. It could well be a dress rehearsal for the FA Cup final. We'll wait and see. Here's Joel Campbell. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first half. Ozil sends it through. Campbell controlled it. Lifted the ball over Pantilimon, but over the bar as well.
What a ball from Ozil there. The awareness. Look, it's a reverse pass fired in to Campbell. I've got to say, the touch from Ake just done enough to put Campbell off, and he's lean, he's stretching, and he just can't get a great contact over the bar. But what a ball from Ozil.
Joel Campbell scored in the third round against Sunderland, and now we're going to see a yellow card here for Costel Pantilimon for time wasting. So the first card that's actually been shown today by Andre Mariner, bearing in mind we've had the challenge from Gabriel that Johan Howard-Webb thought should have been a red card. The first card we've actually seen is for time wasting before half-time.
Well, it's nonsense. He misses the two-footed challenge from 5 yards away, and then he books Pantilimon for time wasting. Nonsense.
A mistake by Neon. Alexis Sanchez will look to punish it. And Progel stopped the ball finding its way through to Olivier Giroud, and then he's fouled the little Chilean. But a really proud record. Mertesack's gone up from the back, it's lifted in towards Alexis Sanchez, and the flag went up. If he had have got to that ball, it wouldn't have counted.
Yeah, correct decision once again from the linesman. Sanchez has gone too early, spun round the back. Would have been offside if he made contact, as you can see, 2 or 3 yards offside. But Watford once again holding a good line, a high line. Everybody doing their job. The manager is so happy with this first 45 minutes.
Giroud's header. Coquelin challenged by Igalo, and Capu in there. Here's Ozil. Wonderful vision, hasn't he, the German? Picked out Elneny. Ball finds its way here to Campbell. Elneny. Coquelin. Elneny. On Mertesacker. Gabriel. Alexis Sanchez. 2 additional minutes as Elneny looked to cushion it down towards Giroud. Gabriel's header. Away by Chambers, who's done most of his work in the Watford half in the first half. Berami was able to catch Coquelin napping. Also with a fantastic ball out to Alexis Sanchez. He's brought the full repertoire with him today. It's been a passing exhibition so far from Mesut Ozil. Knee on towards Guardiola. Gabriel across.
Wonderful vision again from Ozil. You know, on the volley out to Sanchez. You know, Watson will have to, you know, start paying a bit closer attention to Ozil in the second half, starting to pull the strings.
It's wasteful from Campbell. Deeney for Watford. Well, there's the half-time whistle. And on